Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As I said, I will keep an eye on the Ukrainian counteroffensive with any developments, and I also cautioned us, all of us, about the fact that in this kind of circumstances they all lie, all sides lie or exaggerate or minimize, maximize the achievements or losses. So I'm just going to use a very, very, very reliable source, and that is the UK intelligence agencies that they informed me that they are still looking for those weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Saddam must have taken them with him wherever he went. So this article comes from Business Insider, August 31st, 2022. Ukraine is finally breaking through Russian front lines after weeks of stalemate, UK intelligence says. Take it to the bank. Now, Ukraine started its counteroffensive against Russia in the south. UK intelligence said Ukraine pushed Russia back in some places, exploit thin Russian defenses. A Ukrainian advisor warned progress would be slow, citing the need to save lives and funds. Yeah, okay. But the Russians were just reckless and they couldn't do it. Ukraine's counteroffensive is pushing back Russian forces in several places in the south, UK intelligence says. So let's say Ukrainian armored forces have continued to assault Russia's southern grouping of forces on several axes across the south of the country since Monday, the UK Ministry of Defense said on Wednesday. So, Ukrainian formations have pushed the front line back some distance in places, exploiting relatively thin-held Russian defenses. The front lines between the two adversaries had remained largely unchanged for weeks, which meant that something of a stalemate had been reached. The UK's new intelligence suggests that Ukraine's offensive, which had been teased for weeks and was announced on Monday, is making progress. Ukraine said on Monday that the counteroffensive had started in Kherson and some other areas, but did not give specifics. The tanks are coming to get me. So, the president of Ukraine, Ukrainian president, the president of Ukraine, Zelensky, repeatedly vowed that Ukraine would take back all of its land from Russia, including Crimea, which Russia annexed in 2014 after a referendum where the people spoke and they said about 94% that they want to join Russia. So the will of the people must be respected in a democratic system. And I know the Western countries are all for it, so they will respect that. You said they don't? Unbelievable. But they recognize Kosovo, so they must be recognizing Crimea. Don't tell me. Oh, you said it's double standard? Okay, I didn't know that. Very, very, unexpected. All right. Zelensky and his officials said they would not be sharing many plans about the counteroffensive until after it was complete, citing the need for military secrecy. I would suggest that maybe he doesn't know them himself, because the plans are not made in Kiev, or there is not part of the planning. I think the plans, I would say 95% certain that the plans are made somewhere else, and these guys are just informed of what they need to do. Obviously they meet, I'm talking about the Ukrainian generals, they meet or they have conferences with their handlers, and they exchange information from the front, whatever intelligence they have, they bring together, and the plans are made somewhere else, far from the front lines. But well, it's just me, with my mind wandering around. All right, so Oleksiy Arestovich, a Zelensky advisor, said on Monday that Ukraine operation would deliberately be slow, partly to save lives. But the Russians were slow because, as I said before, they were incapable of breaking through. Yeah, I think they just don't want to, get people too hyper about it. So in case they stall, or there's no advancement, they can say, well, remember we said it's going to be slowly, and we're going to be, because we don't want to hurt people. That's we just care for the people so much. And I'm quoting, "This is a planned, slow operation to grind the enemy, saving the lives of our military and civilians," he wrote. He said he could understand that people might wish to see a large operation with a fast victory, but the Ukrainians' funds are limited, and so the process will not be very fast. The UK Defense Ministry said that Russia would likely try to plug the gaps in its defense by bringing in mobile units. Captain Obvious here. It is said Russia was spending up its efforts to bringing in new reinforcements, about 80,000 or 90,000 new recruits, they said, and mercenaries, according to some articles that I made some videos on, including with volunteer battalions, but said, I don't think they want to fight, let's see. The operational effectiveness of these units is not known. Well, good, but then I have another article here, the other side, coming from the Ukrainian. The New Voice of Ukraine, the same, August 31st, 2021. 2021. Living in the past. 2022. Ukrainian military pushes back Russian claims of quote-unquote failed counteroffensive in Kherson. So the Ukrainian military's Operational Command South has reported this false claim with mockery. So that means the Russians are saying, no, they didn't do anything. They're just in the same spot. Actually, we are in an offensive and they are running away. Obviously, they both lie, exaggerate, or both. And so, according to the UK intelligence, these guys broke to the first line of the Russian defenses. Out of what, 50? They said there's only 3. All right, so the first one is breached in some areas. So, I don't know, as I said, I'm waiting 3 days, and after 3 days, I think all this will take 3 days, but the whole hyper ventilation here is going to take about 2 weeks. And after about 2 weeks, they will probably say, well, we take a break now because we save lives, and I think we got far enough. We take a pause for about forever. And I suspect this. I mean, I'm about 90% certain this is what's going to be. They will try this last stand, and then they probably will not be able to do anything. But who knows? Maybe they are. I doubt that, because in case these guys are trying this big offensive, the Russians will bring their 3 million people army or whatever, 2 million people army, and will. That's obviously a scenario. I don't know what's going to happen, but based on how I see the things are going, and then I have an article next where it seems like the aid for Ukraine is drying up. I don't know. And winter is coming, and there's some cracks in the so-called alliance and support from the Western sponsors. So, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.